Hi guys, and welcome back to I'll Read What She's Reading. I'm Michaela.
I'm Reggie.
And I'm Kennedy.
Today we're discussing our October book club book, Hidden Pictures by Jason Rekulak? By Jason.
We love you, Jason.
Before we begin, we're going to pick our book club book for November live. Coming from you live.
We've got a bowl.
We really have quite the collection of books in here. What do we have?
For those of you who are listening, Michaela is holding a bowl with a whole bunch of papers in it. And she's going to pick what book.
Yes. So let's pick our November book club book. Drum roll, please.
Here, I'll hold it. You pick. I picked it last time.
You're picking it.
You pick this one.
I'm a little nervous. Are you guys nervous?
No.
You guys get nervous? I get nervous. You open it.
Oh, teamwork over here. And
The Unmaking of June Farrow.
woohoo.
By Adrienne Young.
Oh, you had that off the top of your head. I'm impressed.
What can I
I
say?
couldn't have told you.
This has been on my TBR for a really long time. I actually have the physical copy already.
Oh no!
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too. It is a standalone. At least from what
I believe
know,
so.
It is.
I think it is.
So that's exciting.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I don't know why. For some reason, I don't know if it's the cover, but I feel like it's going to be almost like The Secret Life of Addie LaRue vibes.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Fantasy, but not.
It's also not very long. It's only
What is its
320
genre,
pages.
actually?
I have no idea, but I have read.
You read the other books by her,
I've read
and you liked them.
almost every single book by her.
Do you like? And you like her books,
I
right?
really do. They're really good. So
I don't think I've read any of her books.
Yeah, I'm excited.
But-
Wait, I'm trying to figure out what. It's mystery, fantasy fiction, romance, magical realism, time travel.
Love it.
It's gonna be a good time.
Her writing, I really like her writing. So I would think it will be good.
Woohoo.
Yay!
Join us in November. Today's episode is sponsored by Ruli. If you're looking for a cute new outfit for your next bookstore run or just to cozy up with your current fall read, Ruli is for you.
Ruli is our go-to women's clothing shop, offering original items as well as pieces from a variety of brands, including Free People. They have so many options and launch new styles every week.
I'm almost always wearing something from Ruli. They have so many staple items, and I'm currently loving their selection of cozy matching sets.
As we go into fall, one of my favorite fall staple items that I wear almost every single day is the Elvis boots from Ruli. They are the cutest, and they come in a few different colors.
I love their selection of Free People items. I'm a big Free People fan. And I also love their selection of fall sweaters this season.
Head over to Ruli.com and use code READ at checkout to get 15% off. That's code READ to get 15% off your entire order. Step into the bookstore or just lounge on your couch in style with the latest items from Ruli. Now, let's get into the spooky chat.
The Hidden Pictures.
By Jason. That's it.
Just by
Just
Jason.
Jason.
I'm really glad I knew we were going to do a thriller for, the season, the spooky season. I'm trying to decide if this book is going to make me want to read. It's kind of making me want to read thrillers again because it's been so long since I've read one. But at the same time, I'm also like, I don't think I want to read any more thrillers. I can't decide. But I'm excited to hear what you guys thought of the book and your ratings because we haven't said anything to each other. And
It's
we
a
all
new
recently
thing.
finished it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Are we going to start off with
Yeah,
our star rating?
Yeah, let's do it.
Why are you guys looking at me? Why do I gotta
You
go
go
first?
first. I went first last time.
Okay, this is very nerve-wracking. I went to bed last night and I couldn't sleep because I didn't know what I was going to rate this book. Because honestly, it was such a good time. I'm going to go with 4.5 stars.
I like that. I'll say I'm going to do 4 stars.
and I'm going to go with 4 stars.
I feel like this was such a refreshing thriller, And part of the reason I'm giving it 4.5, not quite 5, just because I'll get into that, but I could see myself reading this book again just to see how many times the big plot twist was talked about and foreshadowed without me even picking up on it. So I could see myself reading this book again, and also just the plot twist, didn't see it coming at all. So I got to give credit to where credit's due. Jason, great job.
Well done.
Okay, the first picture, that was kind of a jump scare for me. I was like,
Wait, the first one with the girl.
Anya.
with Anya.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was a jump scare, and I was like, I can't read anymore tonight. But after reading that, I feel like it wasn't super scary. I don't know why. It just got like less scary to me because I feel like, Anya, you just started figuring out things. So I was like, oh, okay, she's trying to tell something. Like, it's not as scary, but she was terrifying, So I liked that it wasn't like super scary, but it was just like on the edge of being like, thrilling. And he tied in all like everything so neatly into a little bow, and it was so good. At least for me, I can't think of any like plot holes. And I feel like it's very rare that in a thriller book where I'm like, wait,
what about this?
Yes. Yeah. So that's why I liked it so much. And I was on the edge of my seat. And it felt like a really quick read with the pictures.
Oh my gosh. At one point, I was reading while my husband was golfing, and one of my husband's friends comes over to me and he's like, are you reading a picture book? It was the part where they were putting all of the pictures in order. So it had a picture and then text at the bottom. And I was like, nah. But it made it way faster because there was pictures.
Yeah. They're looking at me like it's my turn to say something. I agree with you, Michaela. I feel like there weren't really any plot holes. I will say, it's so funny because I sent these to a Marco Polo. I can't remember what chapter it was. I think it was the chapter before you find out that he's a she.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I was just like kind of feeling like I was going to be really disappointed by this book. Like, I think it was because nothing crazy had really happened yet. It was more just like, and to me, it also didn't feel like there was a ton of buildup. And then it was just bomb drop the next chapter. And I sent them a bit. I'm like, I think I'm going to be disappointed in this book. I really hope I'm not disappointed. Like, I don't know. That one chapter, I finally was just like, I don't know. And then the rest of the book, I was flipping pages like
Locked
you wouldn't
in.
believe. So, yeah, I felt like the pacing of it was really well done. I feel like I hate when thrillers, there's like way too much backstory, but I felt like it was very great pacing. I also loved how complicated all of the characters were, which made it really fun. I don't know. Do we want to like just talk about favorite first, or
what if we talked about? Did you guys have any theories while reading the book? I can start.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine was so wrong. I thought, and I've told these two this, so we have discussed the book a tiny bit. For some reason, I was trying to figure out how the fact that she was a recovering addict was going to play a part in the story. And so a part of me was thinking, this whole entire situation is just going to be one large trip, and none of this is actually happening. I don't know why I had that theory in my brain, but wow, I was completely wrong. So wrong.
My theory was that Caroline was involved in that little study that she did, and that was why she picked her. And so then while I was reading it, I'm like, oh, maybe they don't want her to like, they know that there's something going on in the house, and they're trying to have like they're bringing her in to kind of figure it out, but they're kind of playing dumb. That was my first theory. I had another one. I knew in my brain while I was reading it that Caroline and Ted were somehow, one of them was not to be trusted completely. Like one of them had something, especially when he went and stayed in her room I was like, maybe Ted is like really crazy and Caroline is, because when she said like, did he try to make a move on you? I'm like, okay, maybe Ted is like orchestrating this whole thing. I don't know. But that wasn't like too big of a theory, but I definitely felt like I was kind of picking up on one of them is going to, I don't know, maybe that was just really obvious, but I didn't think that in the beginning until, I don't know. I don't know if I had any other crazy theories. I honestly was just guessing the whole time, but I also was trying really hard not to like think about it too hard so I could just like, yeah, I don't know.
For my theories, I kept thinking that Anya was trying to warn Mallory, which I guess is sort of true,
Mm-hmm.
but I kept thinking that the picture was like what was going to happen
Oh, yeah.
to her.
Yeah.
So like as soon as the man got depicted in the picture, I was like for sure thinking it was Ted for some reason. Just because
Okay.
he was so like standoffish at the very beginning, and then he just like immediate flip was like switched.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, something is so off with him. I didn't put together like the wife Caroline and him like in it together, but then I kept thinking the way Teddy drew Mallory was with curly hair. And Anya had, well, like the girl that was in the picture had like straight hair. So I was like, oh, well, that doesn't make sense. And I was like, I don't know. I guess I was trying to like, I thought that Anya was trying to like tell her, this is what's going to happen to you. Not necessarily that it was her, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. I like that.
But yeah, Ted was just completely sus from the beginning.
Yeah.
Well, how about, I don't know why this made me laugh so hard. When he comes in and rescues her and he's like, let's go, you're coming with me. I know you got the same feelings for me. I was just like, this man is so completely oblivious.
Yeah.
I just thought that whole sequence of events was hilarious to me. May he rest in peace.
Yeah. No, I was like, huh? Where did you think that was getting reciprocated?
Well, because there was that one, I feel like the only moment they really had, well, there was like them swimming in the pool together, but I was like, maybe that's not that weird. Like he's just but then it was when he gives her that one hug and she like makes a comment of how it like kind of lingered a little too long and then she kind of bolted out the door. So I'm like, maybe in that moment he was like, okay,
She's
yeah,
getting her
or
feelings.
and maybe even the way she reacted when she saw him in her bed, like she was just very like
Nonchalant
about it, even though she was freaking out inside probably. Yeah, that when that scene happened, I was like, this guy, there's something iffy about him. But yeah, I was reading on my Kindle and I literally dropped it onto the floor. And yeah.
So, were we all three surprised by the plot twist?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I even went back to the chapter before and I was like, did she make any sort of comment that like something fell off with him? Because it was like she figures it out when she goes into the shower.
Yeah.
Because he's trying to tell her, like, he's trying to figure out like what's going on with the cops. But like I was trying to see if there was anything during her conversation with him that internally like she was figuring that out, but I didn't catch that. So that's why, to me, I think if she would have said something like, had some sort of internal dialogue about, I don't know, she didn't have anything. So I feel like that's what made my jaw just drop to the floor. Or when she said like they'd been lying to me, I knew that the Maxwells have been lying to me. I'm like,
I thought it had to do with them not really being in. Oh, where did they say they lived?
Oh, Barcelona?
Yeah.
Barcelona.
I thought it had to do with that. But then when she confronts them in the kitchen and she straight up is like, Teddy's a girl, shook.
I also thought that their lying to me had to deal with, because I knew Ted was pretty sus. I didn't think they both killed Mitzi.
Oh yeah, the neighbor.
Yeah. I thought it was just one of them. And so I was thinking one of them probably killed her. And so I was thinking that she like somehow by talking to the cop figured out that something didn't add up. So yeah, I was not thinking that at all. But when she was explaining to herself like, oh, okay, this is how it makes sense, and she confronts him about it, I was like, I mean, I just never would have thought. Like, that's just such a, yeah.
Well, do you guys remember when Teddy asks her about body parts?
Yeah.
And him asking if you can see your body parts.
Oh my gosh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I saw a few people. Well, there was a few, okay, wow, my thoughts are jumbled. We have a fable for our book club. If you guys aren't a part of it, go join. There was a few people in the fable that felt like that plot twist was completely out of left field and there was nothing leading up to it. But this is the reason why if I reread this book, I probably would be able to catch a lot more foreshadowing. Moments like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in the book, they kind of explain, you know, Teddy only wears this purple striped shirt, doesn't like to go to the barber.
Yeah.
I mean,
Doesn't
you
wanna
would think
hang
as
out
a
with
nanny, doesn't want to hang out with other boys. And as a nanny, you would think, I mean, maybe not. Reggie, you can expound on this. Like, would you bathe a 5-year-old as a nanny? Or would they bathe themselves? So you know what I mean?
You know, I actually thought of this at one point. Because there is like something that Caroline says, like,
Private parts are private. Something
yeah,
like
and
that.
we're just very like careful with his privacy or whatever. And so I could like understand that. I mean, my first thought was like, okay, only like 5 years old. He's pretty independent for a 5-year-old, like, you know, doing all that. But in my mind, I was just thinking, oh, it's because he's just a little boy and she's new and he just wants to be independent. So I didn't think too much about it, but I did think about it for a second. Like, but
It was a good, I felt like it was a very good twist that I, like I said, didn't see coming at all. And then after that moment, she has hit the fan.
No, literally.
I am so sad I didn't look at any of the Fable things because there's so many
There are so many.
There are so many.
conversations going on in there. So
There's a lot.
join us
They're
on
good.
Fable.
And I feel like for those people who maybe didn't think that it was just really out of left field, I think those small conversations just feel really insignificant when you're like reading them. You're like, why, you know, because it's like just a little kid asking his nanny these weird questions because kids like to ask random questions and they sometimes just don't make sense. So I feel like those moments are probably just like, okay, like reading the next page, like let's just get through this. But I feel like sometimes in thrillers especially, those little things really like set up the scene for the plot twist. So
100%.
I thought it was great. Do you guys have any other theories?
No,
Or did you guys want to go into
I
like
didn't really have any
your
theories,
favorite
but
parts?
I'm trying to think if I had. Honestly, the ending, the epilogue, I wouldn't say it was my favorite part, but I will just say I cried.
It's really cute.
I just think that, like, okay, so here's my thing. If you heard me on the podcast in the past, I haven't been reading thrillers because, like, things with kids in it, I just can't. As a mom, I just can't do thrillers when there's kids involved in it. But I'm just so happy that Flora got this happy ending, and I just could not. I also just, my heart was going out to Anya. I don't know if it's just because I'm a mom, but like I just cannot imagine anything. Like I can't help but read books and think of what I would be doing in that situation. Like her poor father, the dad, and just kids are learning. They learn so much in such a short amount of time. Like those first like 5 years of their lives. And so it just broke my heart for her, but it made me so happy in the end to see that she was living in a happy place. Because for a minute, I kind of forgot. I didn't really think about the dad, like who the real dad is, you know? I didn't really think about that at all. So I was like, where is she going to end up? Like, is she going to Mallory gonna adopt her somehow? I was like, are they just gonna go put her in the system? Like, I was just feeling so nervous for her well-being, and I was so concerned. And so seeing her go back, and I was really heartbroken for her when she felt like, you know, she didn't really remember her and everything. But that running up to give her a hug and giving her the picture, oh my gosh, it made me cry. I just thought that was, I don't feel like you really read thrillers where there's just like this really feel good ending for the most part, from what I can remember of books I've read. And I thought that was so sweet. And I love how it was her writing a letter to her. Because I feel like the way that she described the whole experience was just very matter of fact, but also, I don't know, like fairly easy for a kid to understand, even though it feels impossible to understand. But I was thinking about it. I'm like, I don't know how old Flora would be reading this letter, but I just thought she wrote it very beautifully, just to show that, like, I don't know. I just really like that part. I can stop rambling about it.
No, I think it's great. I selfishly wanted them to have her. At the beginning of the letter, I thought that they did.
Yeah,
because I was confused.
It was worded like your father and I, or whatever.
Yeah. And I was thinking, oh, like Adrian.
She got married that quickly.
That selfishly, I really wanted that. But I understand why that could not be the case. And I don't know. I guess I feel like, obviously I am no expert, but maybe she had to like completely get rid of anything familiar to kind of let go of that. But then on the other side, I was like, going through all of that, what if she did have someone familiar? So I don't know. I saw like both sides of it. I think my favorite part was when she confessed everything to Adrian and him just like believing her. Because I feel like she was having a lot of doubts herself, and just, you know, like with all of the recovery and like addict things and people saying like you were imagining things, and I think it was just so refreshing, especially for her, to like see someone just like believe in her and like, yeah, but let's figure this out together. And so I just thought that was really, really cute. And I loved how much Mallory and Teddy, Flora, like loved each other. I just thought their relationship was really cute. So even with scary Anya.
I think my favorite part was like the paranormal aspect. I've never read a thriller that has as much of a paranormal aspect as this one. And I think that having the pictures, I mean, I've never read a book with pictures in it to begin with as an adult, but having that element really, I feel like, made the story come to life. I think had the pictures not been in the book, I think I would have rated it a lot lower. And I also think that having that paranormal aspect made it so that I couldn't have guessed what was actually happening. Because this story could have been written, well, kind of. I feel like it could have been written in a different way where there wasn't the paranormal aspect.
Like there was a logical explanation for the pictures and
or you know, it could have been written in a different way, and I just really liked that part because it just felt so new and fresh to me. I would say that was probably my favorite part outside of what you guys had previously mentioned, because both of those are such heartwarming parts of a thriller that, like Reggie had said, you don't get that a lot. And Adrian could have easily just dismissed Mallory because she was a recovering addict. I mean, at the time he didn't know that, but even when he found out, he took his time, because anybody would be upset in that situation. And then he came back. He was
very patient with her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very sweet.
And I liked the epilogue because it was realistic. Because I mean, think about a child who's gone through all of that seeing Mallory for the first time, Flora's not going to run up and hug her like she wanted. I think it was a very realistic portrayal of a situation like that from someone who is not an expert in child psychology. It made sense to me.
No, it does.
Yeah, well, and just like kind of to go back with what Michaela said, when I first thought for a second, but that first sentence of the epilogue, I was like, wait, did Mallory somehow like adopt her? I was going to be really mad actually if that happened, because I just felt like, one, it wouldn't make a lot of sense because Mallory's really like, still pretty young and she still has so much to figure out. I just felt like I wouldn't have loved that, but yeah, I felt like she just like needed a fresh start. But I really loved that. Yeah, she was in because they played a lot with like farm animals and stuff, and that they were kind of on this ranchy. What did they call it? Did they call it like it was like a farm? Yeah. They were like on a farm, had all the cousins. Like, I felt like that's the kind of environment that a child's going to thrive in, especially when it's like your family and these people who are not judging you and they just love you unconditionally. So I was really, I just felt like Michaela even said earlier, just tied up in a very perfect bow. I'm trying to think if there's any plot holes and I can't think of any. So I thought it was very well done.
And it's cool that we all liked it as much as we did, and there really was only one plot twist. There wasn't all these crazy things that were happening 24/7. It was just kind of like
waiting for more plot twists. I think that's maybe why when I sent you guys at Marco Polo, I was just like waiting for a bomb to be dropped, and there just hadn't really been one yet. I mean, there were maybe a few things that were like, oh, Mitzi dies, but I was waiting for,
Should
it all
we?
came at once.
Yeah. What parts like freaked you out, scared you guys the most?
When she found him in her bed.
Oh my gosh.
Freaked me out.
I mean, I don't feel like I ever got scared reading the book. And that sounds like I didn't get scared. I don't know. I just don't feel like I ever was super scared. Maybe, and it's weird because even when they were using the Ouija board, you know, there's that kind of moment where that's creepy, like a Ouija board, but for some reason I was never like,
I don't mess with that stuff.
I just never felt like Anya was there to do harm. I never felt like she was this sinister spirit. So I feel like for me, I wasn't ever really scared. Maybe at first, when she first goes into her guest house that she's living in and she feels like she's being watched. I felt like I was being watched while reading that. But other than that, I feel like I was kind of just...
The baby monitor thing freaked me out a little bit because I'm like, if I were sitting looking at a baby monitor and then hearing my child speaking to somebody, I mean, my daughter does that a lot. She's 3, but she's not talking to spirits or anything. She's just talking to like, you know, princesses or whatever, make believe like kids do. But if I was hearing the things that Teddy was saying and then to see this weird manic episode of drawing with the wrong hand, eyes rolling back, like that freaked me out. I was terrified of that.
Yeah, that was pretty scary.
And then she runs in there and then like the smell.
I would have quit.
That was,
Yeah.
I would have been like, I'm
people
out of
in
here.
thriller books are always so determined to figure things out. But I'm like, if I were in that situation, I would be out of there so fast, calling up some sort of, I don't know, ghost hunters, I don't know, to help me. But here's a thought I had while I was reading the book. If Anya, and I know that they do this, maybe it was just for the factor of it being spooky, but if Anya was the reason that she was being drawn spooky looking, was it for the sake of it to spook us, or was Teddy was really seeing her like that? I don't know why that kind of bothered me a little bit. Because you just think that you're seeing your mother as a
I think
ghost.
I
It
think
was
that's actually how.
she looked.
Yeah, because Mallory saw her. You remember?
But like with the scary like eyes open and the
Her neck was broken.
Yeah.
so I don't know. I guess I just think like ghosts when they're not like in their dead form.
I mean, when you think about the
But I
pictures,
feel
though,
like it was for sake of spookiness.
when you think about the pictures, and maybe it's just me that thinks this, because obviously when Teddy's drawing her, at least in my opinion, when Teddy was drawing her, I was more creeped out by Teddy's drawings, like, okay, the stick figure drawings than the actual, like, more
100%,
shaded
yeah.
drawings. Because when it's a stick figure, you know, it's a stick figure and he's gonna draw a big eye, you know what I mean? But as they continued on and they got more advanced, I felt like she just looked like a normal person.
Yeah,
Mhm.
same.
Like, those ones didn't spook me out as much as the beginning.
Well, Teddy was drawing her at the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
and then she was drawing
Right.
the story.
Right.
So that's what she actually looked like.
Yeah.
Before. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just like thinking the whole time. I'm like, is she like appearing to Teddy as? I don't know. You just like think that would scare you. Like you'd be because he didn't seem scared of Anya.
Seems like an all like scary thriller.
I don't know.
The kids never are.
The kids are never scared.
Yeah.
friends.
Like,
Yeah.
Dragon.
I don't know. I just kept thinking of that the whole time. I'm like, yeah, I would just be.
At the end of my book, there is like a bonus section talking about all of the drawings.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I
Like
didn't
the
look-
illustrators.
The
The
illustrator.
author interviews the illustrators.
Oh, I didn't
Mhm.
check that out.
Yeah.
I'll have to go do that.
Mhm.
Michaela, what part scared you the most?
I'm trying to think what scared me. Oh, I was getting really nervous about the raccoon. Was it the raccoon?
Oh, was
the
it possum?
possum?
The
under her-
possum. I was like, what is going on?
A hand's gonna come up through the
Yeah.
floorboard.
What? There was something else that her seeing him getting like possessed pretty much freaks me out. And then also, I wasn't like scared, but this was wild when Teddy jumped out of the tree.
Oh,
And stabbed like the mom in the neck.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's terrifying.
Superhuman strength.
Yeah.
Just, yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah.
And then she just straight up is like, I did it.
well, yeah,
and
because
then
she wanted
she-
to protect.
Yeah, and then she walks away.
Well, that's how it ends. And then you see the epilogue.
Mm-hmm.
It just ends with her saying, I did it. And then it goes to the epilogue.
Yeah, so I was
Yeah.
like, if she would have gone, there's no way she would have gone to jail for that.
Mm-mm.
Because they probably must have just.
She
Had
explained
the-
it in,
the epilogue.
yeah, it's explained in the epilogue, but I can't remember how.
Oh, because she kind of told the story of what happens.
I
But
think
she
it was
left out-
self-defense.
She left out the paranormal.
Yeah, I think they found it as self-defense.
Yeah, because I think she was basing off of their lies. Like,
Mhm.
they never went to Barcelona, and then that checked out, and they never,
Mhm.
yeah.
And then Teddy was actually
Yeah.
Laura.
Mm-hmm.
And she shot her husband.
That
She
is-
had a gun.
You know, I feel like with every book I read, I just think that they would be such great movies, but I really think this one would be such a great movie.
So good.
It would be
I'd
so
be
fun.
terrified. I'd be more scared to watch it than I would to read it. That's how I am. I'd
Oh,
rather
for
read-
sure.
But
It
Yeah.
would be good.
it would be good.
I feel like the drawings in the beginning would be good because I don't think they would ever show her.
The spirit?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Until the end when she like goes away.
Into the end when Mallory is dead.
Oh, sorry,
Well,
this just
dead.
it came to my brain. How about like Ted kind of saving the day by like putting baby powder instead of
Okay, but here's my question. I'm not a medical person.
Me-
I guess this is how in the world diluted baby powder injected into your vein would be okay?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't know.
I mean, I'm not a
and
medical
I'm just
professional.
assuming it like just melts down.
I don't
The
know.
same? I don't know.
Well, she said it smelled differently, right?
Mm-hmm.
How can you? I don't know.
Yeah, I just thought that. Well, and then she was like still like kind of hallucinating a little bit. But what did they put something in her tea?
Yes.
Because he kept trying to like get her to drink the
But
tea.
she didn't, right?
Yeah, I feel like they were trying to, because he kind of kept being like, oh, you should really try it. And then she was saying how bad it smelled and she didn't want to taste it because it's, and he's like, really, you should just like relax and have a drink. And I'm like, are they about to drug her? But I don't think she ever drank the tea. So I was like, is she kind of feeling all loopy like that because of the tea, or is it because of the baby powder, or is she just?
I mean, she
really
also got
getting an
clocked
actual
up the head.
visit?
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, I don't know.
So she could be having like a concussion induced hallucination.
It honestly also made me really nervous when she drank the coffee at Mitzi's. And she started going through the cabinet. I was like, don't do it. Don't
Yeah.
do it. Don't do it. I'm
Poor
so glad
Mitzi.
it didn't, but yeah, she got in the crossfire.
Yeah, poor Mitzi.
That sucks.
Do you guys have a least favorite part or a part that you didn't love? I can go first if you guys want me
Go.
to. I think part of the reason why I didn't rate this 5 stars is, and I understand why it was this way, but the last like 30 pages were so quick and so fast. I don't know why. I just feel like I wanted more. I don't know how they could have given me more, but the ending, the pacing of the book was really good, but I will say it was like evenly paced, and then at the very end it was just so fast. Kind of almost like whiplash just a little bit, and that for me I think is one of the reasons why I didn't rate it 5 stars. Other than that, I don't think I found, as I was reading, there wasn't anything that I was picking apart. It was just kind of that the ending was a little bit too fast for me.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything about the actual book overall that I like disliked. And I don't really think I disliked anything about the story. But I don't know what it was that I was just like, oh, I can't give this 5 stars. Maybe it's the same, like the pacing kind of thing. I don't know. I really, really enjoyed it. Like, I will recommend this thriller to anyone who likes thrillers.
Mm-hmm.
So, it was very good.
I think where she found him in her bed was probably like my least favorite part.
With the tissues?
Yeah, and the bras.
And the bras.
like, stuff
Yeah.
at the bottom
I
of
was
the
like,
bed.
girl, how are you not?
Why? That's the point when I would have been like, I'm out of here.
There's a lot of
Because-
points I would have been. I'm out.
Especially, it's like, because they have a key. Like, I would just not feel I'd feel more unsafe in that cottage after that whole moment. Because it's like, obviously, he has a key and he can get in there whenever he wants. And him sleeping in your bed just, yeah. That whole,
in the security camera.
Yeah, how about the reveal? Yeah, when she feels like she's being watched, it's actually him.
Yeah. The thing is that I don't understand. Maybe this is kind of like a plot. Maybe he was so delulu, but he had to have seen that Adrian was with her a lot. And like,
Man was unwell.
well, also,
maybe he only watched at night and he was never there overnight, right?
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know. I think he was just in his own world.
Yeah.
He was unhappy. His wife made him bury some woman's body. Their child wasn't really theirs, you know. He was mentally ill.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah, that book was crazy. It's crazy.
I was crazy.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah, that
Should
was a good
we
pick. That was a good pick.
Go into our fan casts.
Yeah.
I feel like
Who do you guys
I
have?
don't really like mine, but I'll tell you guys. I mean, there's a million people I could say. Let's start with our main
Our
girl.
main gal.
Okay.
with Mallory.
I'll go first. I cast what's her name? Margaret Qualley. She's from The Maid. I think part of the reason why I cast her is because, I don't know about you guys, but on my TikTok For You page for like 3 days straight, all I was getting was the substance TikToks.
Mm-hmm.
And so maybe it's because she was in my brain. I don't know. I also think that she could do a pretty good job.
Yeah.
I feel like she's got range. And I feel like she fits the bid of like this runner, young gal. So that's my cast for Mallory.
I like it. For Mallory, I had Ella Purnell.
I like
She's
that.
from Fallout.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what else she's been in. That's just like the most recent thing that I can think of.
She would be good.
And she's in a new show called Sweet Pea.
That's the one where she kills people, right?
Yeah.
Based on that trailer, she'd do this pretty well, I think. Yeah, she'd be good.
I don't know. I think there's actually quite a few people that I feel like could pull this off. So she's not like, I will die if she's not it, but
she's an option.
She's just one of the options that I thought would do good.
I like it.
I don't even want to say mine because it wasn't very good. It was just kind of the first person I saw. So
let's hear it.
Here, guys.
Let's hear it.
I don't know why. I think I can't see her really in the like spooky element of this book, but in like the fun babysitter and maybe the Haley Lou Richardson. She's the girl in 5 Feet Apart.
Okay.
She's in that movie Split.
Did you say Split?
Split.
Yeah, Split's horror.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she just plays one of the friends. I don't know. I just was thinking of her like as like the fun young babysitter with like some past trauma, you know, but I don't know if I can see her in like, I think she would do well if they were to cast her, but like I can't see it a ton. I don't know.
I don't think it's bad.
In my brain
like
as like the fun babysitter.
Yeah,
I like it.
I don't think
vibe,
it's bad.
but yeah,
I like it a lot.
Okay, let's do Caroline. I'll go first. Well, okay, my Caroline and my Ted, I wouldn't say they're good. It's just, like Reggie said, the first person I saw, so I said, yeah, sure. Margot Robbie.
Oh.
I don't know.
I like it.
She's great. She's just great. So Margot Robbie.
I like it. The person I would cast is Brienne Howie. She's from
Okay.
she's from Ginny in Georgia. She's
Okay.
the mom.
Looks like she was also in The Exorcist, so she's got horror under her belt.
Yep, she was in The Exorcist.
Mm.
Just a blonde Southern belle.
I think she could work. I like it.
I thought it was funny because these two people came to my mind, and I'm like, the first person that came to my mind was Amanda Seyfried.
That's what I said.
But then I was thinking, you know, she's already got a thriller movie in the books right now
Mm-hmm.
that she's working on. Then I also thought, I don't know why, and then I thought of like Reese Witherspoon,
The classic
you know, but I feel like that's just a little too
on the nose.
on the nose. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I mean,
She can
any
play
of these
both.
people could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any of these people.
Mm-hmm.
Just, you know, sometimes you just got to go with the basic answer. I don't know.
Okay, my Ted, I don't think it's very good. Just the first person that I saw that I was like, okay, yeah, sure. Oscar Isaac.
I like it. I think he would
He's
be
so
good.
handsome.
He is a handsome man.
He is handsome.
Love Oscar Isaac. Mine is a little far-fetched. Chris Evans.
I mean, if he was older, yeah.
Well, I mean, he is 40s.
Yeah, but Ted is old. Like
50.
50s,
Is he?
I
Yes.
think.
I remember it specifically, it says he's 52. And she like makes a comment about, because like they talk about how it took them so long to get pregnant, and
I don't remember.
she married
that.
an older guy.
But you want to know
But-
what? My favorite thing is to see Chris Evans play an
Hmm.
evil character because he played someone wholesome for so long.
Uh-huh.
It's nice to see him be someone that's just
He's
like
really good at it.
He's so good at it.
Mm.
If he was,
I
yeah,
love him.
if they either made these people younger, if it took 10 years for this to be made a movie, love that.
Yeah, I just think, well, because they said like he's got some sort of like handsomeness about
Uh-huh.
him
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
for being like an older, and I just think Chris Evans is just handsome.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay, I did kind of picture this guy while I was reading the book, and I think it's just because of his character that he also plays in another show. Charles Easton or Eston.
Will you show me him?
Outer Banks,
Oh,
Nashville.
Outer Banks
He's
guy.
59, but he still looks like He doesn't look 59.
He's young.
He's handsome.
He is handsome.
He could do it.
And he plays like, like think of like Outer Banks.
Yeah.
He plays this cool family man guy, good looking, and then he has also this other kind of side to him. So that's who I was thinking of.
I like it a lot.
So-
Honestly, I think all of those were pretty great.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, our basic what's
Sadie
his
Sink.
name? What is his name? The Witcher.
Oh, what is his name?
Cavill.
It wasn't Henry Cavill, guys. So
Sorry. There you have
actually, I
it.
changed my answer.
Henry
Henry
Cavill.
Henry Cavill.
I mean, he
Just
could do it.
I'm just teasing.
He could do it.
I don't have anyone else. So if you guys have
That's it for me.
Yeah,
other
same.
people, I know there's a lot of really important people, but I think there's just a lot of people that could totally do it
Mm-hmm.
and fit the mark. So I feel like those were like the three main people.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
do you guys have anything else? Any other comments?
I don't think so. That was a great pick for October.
Yeah.
Pat ourselves on the back for that one.
Yeah.
Very proud.
We picked that without you guys.
But I will say, I didn't know about this book till Michaela told me about it. So really, it's all thanks to Michaela.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't hear about it. You talked about it last October. And then I added it on my Goodreads.
And then we talked to Mercedes.
Mm,
She had told us
Mhm.
about it on that episode. I think that's when I was like, okay.
I think I was looking up like interactive,
Oh,
like kind of thrillery books. And that's kind of one that I think popped up.
I liked it.
That had, it had that element of
Yeah.
pictures and stuff. So I think it was great.
We hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah. Well, we hope you guys join us for The Unmaking of June Farrow by Adrienne Young. That will be for November, and the episode will come out the first week in December.
Also, we failed to mention this in the beginning, but tomorrow, if you are listening this, the day it comes out on November 6th. Tomorrow is November 7th, and we are releasing some new merch. So we're really excited about this. I'm assuming I can say what it is. 'Cause
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
had to post things. We have a new hat.
Mm-hmm.
I should have worn it. It's sitting right behind me.
Hold on. Let me go get it.
All right. Kennedy's behind me if you're watching on YouTube wearing our hat. It's a trucker hat. It says, "Talk to me about my books." It's very cute.
It is
Cream
cute.
and black. And then we have a matching sweat set, which was highly requested. It's in forest green. And I don't really know how to explain it. It says, what does it say? The Readers?
The Readers Club.
The Readers Club. It's very cute.
Is it that?
Yeah, the Readers Book Club, I think is
Oh,
what
the
it's called.
Readers Book Club. Yeah.
Yeah. It's very cute.
It's
and
so cute.
we're excited for you guys to get your hands on it. Treat yourself to, some cozy, boogish merch this Christmas.
Yeah. I'm gonna be
Match with
wearing
your
it
bestie.
all Christmas.
So,
Week long.
yes.
So
So yeah.
If
Thanks
you
for
made it to
tuning
the
in.
end, if you made it to the end of this episode, you got rewarded because now you know about the merch.
now you know.
Okay.
We'll
Thanks for tuning in.
See you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Today's episode is sponsored by Ruli. If you're looking for a cute new outfit for your next bookstore run or just to cozy up with your current fall read, Ruli is for you.
Ruli is our go-to women's clothing shop, offering original items as well as pieces from a variety of brands, including Free People. They have so many options and launch new styles every week.
I'm almost always wearing something from Ruli. They have so many staple items, and I'm currently loving their selection of cozy matching sets.
As we go into fall, one of my favorite fall staple items that I wear almost every single day is the Elvis boots from Ruli. They are the cutest, and they come in a few different colors.
I love their selection of Free People items. I'm a big Free People fan. And I also love their selection of fall sweaters this season.
Head over to Ruli.com and use code READ at checkout to get 15% off. That's code READ to get 15% off your entire order. Step into the bookstore or just lounge on your couch in style with the latest items from Rue Lee.